to do, one of my favourite techniques that I love doing with the stamps, is stamping with the pens using the, stamping using the pens, stamping with. Is that the right way around I said that? In my head it sounded right, probably came out all wrong and all garbled, but colour the stamps with your pens and get some amazing effects, and this is one of my favourites. I love this. So this is where we're aiming. I'll just show you there, just if I bring that close up, there you can see again using a background paper, using your stamps, and then a focal part of that stamp there as well, just on the front, using the sparkle pens. Really beautiful. Now colour wise, let's have a look. Shall we have teacup? Let me see if I can find my teacup. Oh, where have you gone? Where have you gone? And I know it's my little blue. Let me just have a quick peek. There we go. That's my teacup and peony. I love the peony. Well, now let me see if I can find that. There we go, straight away. I should have trusted my instincts first. Going to use a couple of light pastel colours on this. But again, and this is from the set that I've used. This one is from the Vintage Tones. Really gorgeous colour set there. Now, if I just move these to one side for a second and bring in my watercolour card, and like I said, this is going to be a firm favourite, and what you will need to use a good quality watercolour card. Here at Crafters Companion we do it in two forms. We have packs of I think it's 15 sheets that you can buy it in. It will be available on website if you do need to, but I'm sure there'll be something over on HSN, and also the paper pad as well. So there's a beautiful paper pad that you can get, but a good quality water card is what you're going to need for these effects. Right, so I've just placed mine on. Now, like I said to you, yours was going to come in a clear form. Here in the UK, we have a grey stamp, grey rubber stamp that we use. Yours will be clear, but you can still do this same technique with them. Just give them a quick couple of little shakes there. I've taken some watercolour card, and what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to colour my stamp. So just paint these on as you would with a paintbrush. Because don't forget, you're getting this fine, I mean, this really is the most beautiful nib, really gorgeous, and it just means that you can create some lovely techniques with them, and colour with it, precision colouring you're going to be able to get as well. All right, let's just give that a paint. I'm not worried too much either if I'm mixing the colours. Just want to make sure I cover all that stamp. So just pop that all on. Just give that a little bit of a, there we go, that's better, there we are, all the way around, and I'll just put a little bit more blue, just a little bit more just on there we go. Now then, you can take your, let me just grab my stamping mat for a moment, and I'm just going to place that onto there, and then you can either do the huff technique straight away, but when I talk about huff, it means I'm going to blow my hot air breath, so just for a second, if you hear a strange noise, it's just me giving it a bit of a technique. It just moistens it still. However, let's just pop that on. Let's just give that a good press down. Stamping platform. Oh, just love that. Oh, look at that. That looks amazing. Really lovely. Let me take, though, another colour. In fact, let me grab a piece of paper here because I want to do a little bit of a background technique as well. So I'm going to leave that there for a second. I'm just going to let that dry naturally. Just put that to one side. And then what I'm going to do again is take, and let me get my spritzer. I have my spritzer ready. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a spritz because there's still a lot of ink. A lot of your ink is still on there from the pen. Don't, like I said, you could literally just keep going and going, because all you need to do is keep reactivating. You can keep reactivating it with your huff technique if you want. However, I'm just going to go on straight onto the mat and lift that off. Look at that. That looks, I'm just really happy with that. I'm not even going to bother putting another one down. Let me just exchange this for my little butterfly stamp. But you could carry on, keep going over and over again with that stamp till you create these. I mean, they just keep going on. Spritz, bit of spritzer, spritz that stamp, keep spritzing it. I'm just going to put a bit more colour on here because I want a smaller one this time. So I get a small butterfly, and exactly the same. I'm just going to paint over the stamp with this pen, and we're going to then just go straight on first of all. Let's get that way. Look at that. Just looks amazing. Let's do another effect, just a little huff technique there. Oh, now you can really see, you can make your background papers with this. There's still some ink on there, so I'm not going to Look, can you see? Just by that one application, barely any of your ink from your pen. If you hear that keep strange noise, it's just me. It's just me huffing away. But like I said, to keep reactivating, because this is water-soluble ink in there, that means you can keep doing this. Keep spritzing. You don't have to keep reapplying each time you do it. You can keep using that over and over again. But I'm quite happy with that as a nice background, and I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to let that dry off for just a second. Just pop that to one side. Just place my stamp over there. Now let me get a bit of tissue and move that one out of the way just for a second. And now, because this is already, it's already dried, it doesn't take long to dry, but what we can do now is draw the colour out. So what does that mean exactly? It means, because this is a water soluble ink in there, and I'm talking about those effects that you can do, it means that you can take your water again. Let's take water, take my fine brush, dip some water onto the brush, not too much though, I don't want a real massive excess of water on this one, but this time what we're going to do is just draw the colour out. So taking my brush, I'm just going to draw that colour out. And can you see that moving? It means it almost becomes a watercolour pen. It means that you can do lots of things, painting with them, colouring with them. There is so many ways that you can use these fabulous pens. They really are the most versatile pens that you'll probably ever come across. They're just fabulous, really lovely pens. So if I just take that blue and bring that blue in, and I can just draw out from there, that ink is just being drawn into the stamped image, so that it just means you're getting a beautiful watercolour effect. Let's just bring that on. There we go. But you can see what kind of effect you're getting. And don't forget that sparkle. All it's going to do, and another one that you could use is your sparkle clear overlay pen, where you get an even more sparkly effect. There we go. I'm going to leave that there just for now, just to show you what I mean. And then you're going to let that dry off as well, or heat gun again. But you can create just the most really versatile, just by using these stamps and these pens, there's just so many ways that you can use them. Another good way, and if I just bring this back in, if I just bring that down and put my spritzer on, let's just spritz that. Now can you see what's happening? It's just moving, the water meeting the sparkle pen is just moving that out and drawing it out, and it gives it a quite, not a grungy feel, but it gives it a nice lovely technique. And again, letting that dry naturally just means you're getting some, in fact I'm not going to let it dry naturally, I've got my lovely heat gun that my lovely assistant there scrolled around on the floor for, so I'm just going to dry that off. And then, like I said, you're still going to get that beautiful glitter effect, and that lovely fine glitter will still be there. It just looks really, really beautiful, really beautiful. Now, let's just dry that off. But can you see that? It gives a really arty effect. I love that. I think that looks fabulous. Really, really does look amazing. That's just one of the techniques that you can do. Like I said, you can stamp your background with it and then leave it as it is. Or just by using that water and spritzing it, you get a real grungy feel, but a really lovely. When someone were to look at that, they'd be thinking, how on earth have they done that? Just fabulous. And that's because it is a water-soluble ink in there that means you can create this lovely effect.